In the heart of the vast and verdant lands of old Africa, where the sun kissed the earth with golden warmth and the night sang with the whispers of ancient spirits, there ruled a mighty king named Oba Adisa. His kingdom, Oyamel, was renowned for its prosperity and the wisdom of its people. The land was lush, filled with green forests, flowing rivers, and fields that bore abundant crops. King Adisa was loved by his people for his just and kind heart. Despite his great fortune and the love of his subjects, King Adisa carried a heavy burden in his heart. He had 3 sons, Olu, Jide, and Komo, but none had shown the qualities needed to rule Oyamel when Adisa's time would come to an end. Each son had virtues and strengths, but also flaws that worried the king. Olu was brave but reckless, Jide was wise but timid, and Komo was kind but easily influenced. One day, seeking counsel, King Adisa climbed the sacred hill where the ancient JUJU tree stood. This tree was the source of many legends, believed to be a gift from the gods, its roots deeply entwined with the wisdom of the ages. It was said that those who sought its guidance would receive answers, but only if their heart was pure and their need great. King Adisa knelt beneath the sprawling branches of the JUJU tree, feeling the cool shade soothe his troubled mind. He closed his eyes and whispered his worries to the ancient tree, asking for a sign, a way to choose his successor wisely. As he finished his plea, a gentle breeze stirred the leaves above him, and a deep, resonant voice spoke from the heart of the tree. King Adisa, the voice said, your sons must undertake a journey to prove their worth. Send them to the 3 corners of your kingdom, where they will face challenges that will reveal their true nature. Only then will you know who is fit to rule after you. With a heart lighter than it had been in many months, King Adisa returned to his palace. He called his sons and told them of the JUJU tree's counsel. Each son was to travel to a different part of Oyamel and return with a token that would show their worthiness. The journey would not only test their abilities but also their character. Olu, the eldest, was to venture to the northern mountains, where it was said a fierce dragon guarded a treasure of unimaginable value. Jide, the second son, was to journey to the western swamps, where an ancient sage lived, known for his immense knowledge but elusive to find. Komo, the youngest, was to travel to the southern forest, home to the mystical enchanted lake, whose waters held magical properties but were protected by spirits. As the sons prepared for their quests, the people of Oyamel watched with anticipation. Each prince had a different path, and their success or failure would determine not just their future, but the future of the kingdom itself. Olu set out first, his heart filled with the fire of determination. He trekked through dense forests and climbed rugged hills, finally reaching the northern mountains. The air was thin and cold, and the peaks were covered in snow. As he approached the dragon's lair, he could see the flickering light of the treasure deep within. Without a moment's hesitation, he charged into the cave, his sword drawn. The dragon, a massive creature with scales like burnished gold, roared a challenge. The battle was fierce, and Olu's bravery shone as he dodged fiery breath and razor-sharp claws. But in his recklessness, he ignored the wisdom of patience and strategy. He charged headlong into danger, and though he managed to wound the dragon and seize a golden chalice from the treasure hoard, he barely escaped with his life. His body bore scars from the encounter, and his spirit was weary, but he returned to Oyamel with the chalice held high. Jide's journey was of a different nature. He ventured into the western swamps, where the air was thick with mist and the ground was treacherous. He moved carefully, every step calculated to avoid sinking into the mire. For days he searched for the sage, following cryptic signs and whispers carried by the wind. His wisdom guided him, and his patience never wavered. Finally, Jide found the sage, an old man with eyes that held the knowledge of centuries. The sage tested Jide with riddles and questions, probing his mind and spirit. Jide answered each challenge thoughtfully, his wisdom shining through. Impressed, the sage gave him a scroll, inscribed with secrets of the world and the promise of great insight. Jide returned to Oyame, the scroll a testament to his wisdom and perseverance. Koma's path led him to the southern forest, a place of beauty and enchantment. The trees were tall and ancient, their leaves whispering secrets of the past. He moved through the forest with a gentle heart, respecting the spirits that dwelled within. As he reached the enchanted lake, he saw its waters shimmering with an ethereal light. The spirits of the lake appeared before him, testing his kindness and integrity. They presented him with illusions and temptations, but Koma remained true to his nature, treating each spirit with kindness and respect. In return, the spirits gifted him a vial of the lake's water, which had the power to heal and bring peace. Koma returned to Oyame, his heart light and his spirit strong. The three brothers stood before King Adisa, presenting their tokens. The golden chalice from Olu, the scroll of wisdom from Jide, and the vial of enchanted water from Koma. The king looked upon his sons with pride, but his decision was still not clear. That night, the JUJU tree spoke to King Adisa in a dream. The tokens your sons brought back are symbols of their strengths, but also their weaknesses. To choose your successor, you must look beyond the tokens and see their true essence. In the days that followed, King Adisa watched his sons closely. Olu's bravery was undeniable, but his recklessness worried the king. Jide's wisdom was deep, but his timidity held him back. Koma's kindness was pure, but his easy influence by others made him vulnerable. The king decided to test them one final time. He declared that a great feast would be held, and during the feast, each son would have the opportunity to show their true nature. As the feast began, the people of Oyame gathered in the grand hall, filled with joy and anticipation. The tables were laden with food, and the air was filled with laughter and music. King Adisa watched his sons closely, waiting for the moment that would reveal their true character. Olu, eager to impress, challenged the strongest warriors to contests of strength. He won many of these contests, but his victories were marred by his arrogance and his tendency to belittle those he defeated. Jide engaged in deep conversations with the wise elders, sharing insights and knowledge. However, he hesitated to speak out on important matters, afraid of making mistakes. Koma moved among the people, offering kind words and helping those in need. His actions were genuine, but he struggled to assert himself when decisions needed to be made. As the night wore on, King Adisa realized that none of his sons were perfect, but each had the potential to become a great ruler. The true challenge was not in their strengths or weaknesses, but in their willingness to grow and learn. The next morning, King Adisa called his sons to the JUJU tree. "The time has come to choose my successor," he said. "But the choice is not mine alone. You must choose to support and learn from one another. Only together can you rule Oyame wisely." Olu, Jide, and Koma looked at each other, understanding the wisdom in their father's words. They each had qualities the others lacked, and together, they could become a stronger and wiser leadership for Oyame. United by their father's guidance and the wisdom of the JUJU tree, the brothers agreed to rule together, each contributing their strengths and learning from their weaknesses. King Adisa smiled, his heart at peace, knowing that his kingdom would be in good hands. Under the leadership of Olu, Jide, and Koma, Oyame flourished. The bravery of Olu protected the kingdom from external threats, Jide's wisdom guided their decisions, and Koma's kindness ensured the well-being of their people. The JUJU tree, ever wise and ancient, continued to watch over them, its roots deep in the heart of the land, a silent guardian of their legacy. And so, the tale of the king and the JUJU tree became a legend, passed down through generations, a reminder that true leadership lies not in perfection, but in unity, growth, and the wisdom to seek guidance from the ancient spirits of the land.